And they're often racing. Edikos jumped out well. Slightly unbalanced was Romantic Rival. November not the fastest into stride either. So as they settle down, tacking across, Edikos in the bronze jacket leads Kind Gesture. The grey Zanback is 3 back on the rails in the red, or the blue colours I should say. In about 5th or 6th place is Snooze and You Lose. And also on the wide outside, November, who missed the start slightly, is pressing on under René Picholek. And November is moving right alongside Edikos as they race through these first 2 furlongs. Still climbing, Kind Gesture in the maroon, Snooze and You Lose, White Face in the pink and purple colours. At this stage, Zanback races in midfield, in 5th on the inside of Oscular in the white. Then Jumbly amongst horses, predominantly blue colours. The last 2, Romantic Rival and Serenading, just about the back marker. So half a mile under their belts. On the outside, November has the lead as they begin the home turn and will cross in front of Edikos, a length and a half between the 2, and November is pressing on here. 2 lengths is the gap to Edikos. Snooze and You Lose in 3rd. Kind Gesture, Oscular in 5th. Zanback, Jim Crowley in 6th place as they prepare now to enter the home straight. Then behind these is Jumbly. So out in the lead it is November, the one to catch, leading as they approach the final 2 furlongs by 2 lengths. Edikos in 2nd place. Zanback held in by Jumbly as Oscular improves on the outside. November hanging tough out in the lead. Oscular, Jumbly, Zanback's now out in the clear but with work to do. November with Oscular for Will Buick. Down the outside, Jumbly for Hollie Doyle, but it's Oscular who has the lead. That lead is a length or so from in 2nd. Jumbly. November is back in 3rd, Serenading from the back. Late on, Jumbly is coming strongly, and Oscular, Jumbly and Oscular on the bob. Back in 3rd place, November, Serenading next ahead of Zanback. The heads were going different ways. On an even stride, Jumbly's got there, but right on the line did Oscular get the bob in. Jumbly gathering in the lead. You can see on even strides, Jumbly's head's down, but then Oscular right on the line, dived. Just looks as if he might have failed, but he's got a lot closer than you might have thought 10 yards from the line. So has Jumbly followed in the footsteps of her mother and given Hollie Doyle a win? Thistlebird won this race in 2012. This is her daughter Jumbly coming at Oscular. Watch it again. You can see on even strides there, it's almost a neck. But just as the line approaches, that head dips on the far side. Still favour the near side, but it might be a nose rather than a neck. Here we go.
The further finish for 1st place. First, number 5, Jumbly.
Jumbly wins the Longines Valiant Stakes and follows in Thistlebird's hoofprints. Terrific success for Harry and Roger Charlton. Great finish, Jumbly. Just nostril home.
In the Rothschild colours for Harry and Roger Charlton. My goodness, this was close. Oscular was diving. I thought it was very tight in the end.
Heads up, heads down, and even though the bob wasn't going the way of Jumbly, she's absolutely knuckled down in the closing stages. Big run from November on the inside, and Oscular has turned the form around with a couple.
I absolutely love this. Watch here, Hollie Doyle just puts her hands back on the reins, grabs her up in the last couple of strides, and hands and heels, trying to get her head down at the right time. Look how strong Hollie is there. Look, it is literally on the nod, but I love that. She grabbed her up and really tried to get her head down at the right time.
Well, Hollie Doyle just having a look at the replay on the big screen. That's the head-on. I think the side-on version might have been a little bit more dicey, Hollie.
Yeah, no, it's a lot closer than I expected it, to be honest. I felt like I, won quite comfortably in the end, but she deserves to have got her head in front today. She's been ever so consistent and she's been highly tried, so it's good to get her back on track. Yeah,
the 2 guineas she ran in France and Germany, that was some cheer when you got the verdict. How certain were you when you hit the line?
I thought I definitely won, to be honest, but like I just said to Amy, a bit confident then pulling up, but no, she's a tough little thing, and Amy does a great job on her every day. She puts a lot of work into her.
Well, I might just have a very brief word with Amy, because no one was more emotional when the result was announced. In fact, she's still a little bit emotional right now. Amy, what were your emotions when they hit the line?
I just couldn't believe it. I've been waiting for this all year, and I just love her. Sorry.
Well, it's fine, but if you could let people at home give us an idea of why it is you love her. We know everyone who looks after horses, they all have this affinity with them, but being able to tell people about it is important for everyone to understand why it's so important.
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody that works in racing just does it because they love. Well, I do it because they love. I love horses, and just you wait for a day like this to happen, and she's just my world at the minute. Yeah. I just, I don't know, I can't speak. Can't speak.
You've spoken beautifully, and she is your world, and we're all living in it very briefly. So well done to you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, really nice words there. I'm delighted to say that Harry Charlton joins me, the winning trainer. A really good story, actually, with this horse and the breeding and the mum who won this race. It's probably quite an emotional victory all round.
Yeah, Lady Rothschild was obviously an amazing supporter of the yard, and she left one mare to her daughter Emmy, and this is her first produce. And Thistlebird obviously won this race and went on to win a Group 1 for Lady Rothschild. So for her to come back here and do this, it's fairly rare, I'd say. pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I think am I right in thinking? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that your first group race success with your dad as a partnership?
I think it would. Yeah, it would be. Yeah. So that's pretty. Yeah, it's good.
Very strange. Where will you go with her next? Do you know?
No plans at the moment. We'll see. There's a few races at the end of August. You've got kind of Newbury, the Hungerford, and then Goodwood have the Supreme celebration. There's a couple of options.
Okay, I'm right in saying you were watching it with George Bowie. You got there on the line in the end.
Yeah, George and I watched the replay, and he said, "Oh, you've won half a length." I said, "I don't think we have." It was a bit closer on the nod, but yeah, it's good.
Well done.
Thank you.
It just worked out so well.
Yes, it certainly was a lot closer than that. And her mum won, as Harry said then, it was actually 10 years ago. And then Roger, on the left there in the glasses, trained her with a debrief with Hollie. Now, 10 years later, her daughter has won, giving Hollie her 109th winner of the year.
Yeah.
So Jumbly won at 100 to 30. I wonder if any people have done the Jumbly double today. Oscular was second at 4 to 1. The favourite had a horrible run in that race. Right, time for some homeschooling, which, as you can imagine, this week became home cooling.